Welcome to the Change Within podcast. My name is Gerard Uselli, and we are on episode 5 of the Essential series. Let me tell you, this is a variety, sense of opportunity for so many people to express themselves amid the pandemic and what their essentiality means. This person really is no exception to the rule because he has been involved with the sports community on Staten Island for such a long time. I want to introduce to you my friend from Boro Sports, Chris Ostrow. Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks a lot for having me on the show today. Really excited. And let's get to it.
Absolutely. So my question in the Essential series that I ask all of my respected guests is, did you always know you wanted to have your own sports league?
No, I did not. I mean, it started out as something that I set up, throughout my neighborhood. We started off as a free league. We had 6 softball teams. We had about 12 basketball teams. That's how I met Justin through a free Facebook message online through a status. And we were one of the first leagues that really showcased social media. And I graduated college, St. John's, and it was kind of difficult to find a job. And I just set up a free league where I only charge umpire fees. And I would give that extra money to my mom. My dad passed away, so I tried to help her out with that. And lo and behold, here we are today with a bunch of different teams in flag football, basketball, softball, and it just kind of blew up like through word of mouth.
Absolutely. And especially in the sports world where competition just thrives and people want to kind of outdo each other in that way. Mm-hmm. This is a question I wanted to ask you because we used to work together doing music when I was booking shows and you were rapping along with them. So this was kind of like a reintroduction in that matter. So as someone who has a lot of experience performing music, did you feel like charisma helped you build relationships in the sports world?
Definitely, for sure. I mean, sports is all about just connecting with people in life in general. If you're a good person, people could sense that. And we offer people a lot of different options compared to other leagues. We work with their times, their days, kind of like you when you were booking shows. You worked around their schedule. And we try to really showcase and, bring out the best of people with Star of the Games and different features. We do videos for all the games. We record them. We try to bring millennials and Gen Z an experience that no other league offers and showcase them beyond just the game itself.
I'll ask you this too, as far as just on all the sports that you've done. This is based on the pandemic itself. Which was the most difficult sport to bring back as the pandemic was going through, but when things were starting to open more? Like which sport was like a little bit more difficult than the others to like reintroduce to the world?
That's a very good question. Basketball. And it's hard because I made a career out of, social gatherings, and we weren't allowed to, have those. It was hard to find a gym. It was just a very difficult thing. There's a lot of competition and nobody really knew what was going on in terms of the virus. So that was very difficult. Softball and flag football were a little easier to get going because it's outdoors and it's through the New York City Parks Department. But to find a gym was very hard. We're very blessed for what we have now. We have over 50 teams. Our goal was 16 when we started up. So we're very blessed. Yeah. And it's gone great. People really enjoy it. So we're very lucky.
I think this kind of poses a general question, just witnessing so much action between all the teams that you've recruited over time. Right. And something that I want to ask you is, what's it like to see people push themselves to their potential on your platform?
It's great. Sometimes in life, we focus on the negative things, like people complain, and there'll always be that, but for the 90% of the people that enjoy it, it's awesome, to see people win their first game, to see people win a championship or repost their accolades on social media is great. I love connecting people, have people make new friends. So many people through the years through Boro, I know people that have gotten married through the platform. Like I introduced them through sports. It's crazy. Yeah, through the years, and just friendships. Like there's a bunch of people that I've met through the leagues. It's like a family, and not many leagues are like that. So as big as it is for them, it's bigger for me. You know, it has a lot to do with the staff, the captains. You know, we have a great group of people. So we're blessed.
Definitely. And in terms of just that transition period in the pandemic and where you were versus where you are today, like, how do you think your business model changed, or if it did change at all?
It definitely, like I said, going to school for sports and social gatherings, it was a rough time for that. Before everything came back, and we're still kind of in that transition now because you never know what's going to happen. Got to live life day to day, and you can't focus too much on the past, future. Just live in the present. But at that time, you know, we were shut down. I was kind of like a lot of Americans, like living check to check. In other words, so things got really hard. So I got creative. And if you would have told me I would have done this in my life, I would have never guessed it. But I was doing video game tournaments. I started, you know, doing a lot of DFS and daily fantasy football
Wow.
stuff just to, you know, get by. It was difficult. It was not easy. You know, had some issues with unemployment, like a lot of other people in the world, and things were just difficult. So we definitely made a transition, and things got better for today, and things are blowing up.
Fun question for you. Which league, as far as teams on it, which one has the most savage trash talking as far as like the teams involved?
Basketball is crazy, but I'm gonna have to go with flag football. Um,
Interesting.
we have post-game interviews. Yeah. And you would think because it's non-contact, it wouldn't be like that. But we have a lot of X in the A division because we have all different divisions to try to get people to play. In the A division, we have a lot of ex NCAA athletes, a lot of top high school players, even some people that played in the NFL, which is crazy to me. But people
Wow.
talk trash, and we allow it to a certain extent as long as they are not, threatening people or getting into a fight. It's part of the game. Like, it's sports. People need competition, and some people like trash talk to elevate their game. So definitely, I would say flag football by far has the most trash talk.
I think what's fun about trash talking is if you know your respect with one another, you're able to push the boundaries as far as just like, okay, let's see how good of friends we really are. If we can talk this to each other, still smile at each other, have
Yeah.
a good time with it, I think that's one of the best ways to secure and strengthen a bond of friendship.
Oh, 100%. And people, no matter what, that's the great part about the league. They have respect for the league. And while they may trash talk at the end of the game, they're going to give each other a dap and say good game and whatnot. So kind of not take it so seriously, even if they, in my job, kind of like a male babysitter in a sense.
I gotcha. A overall question for you, just to
Yeah.
give the people, like, if they wanted to join your league today, let's just say, like, what sports now do you have available?
That's a great question because we're to embark on our fall season. Very pleased about that. We have basketball coming up. We have it during the weeknights, Monday through Thursday, A and B division. We have flag football on Mondays and Tuesdays at nighttime. And we also have softball on Saturdays. And these are all starting within the next 2 weeks. So if you want to join, go on Boro Sports on IG and message us, and we can get you in.
Sounds good. And my final question for you, and something that I also ask all of my guests on this series for Essential, is how can we make sports more essential than it already is?
I think sports definitely need to be, keep pushing forward with it. Hopefully on Staten Island we could get some better fields, some lighted turf fields, if you're listening out there, because the other boroughs have those and we only have a couple. It's great for mental health. The first month of the season when we came back, when we didn't think that we were going to come back, myself included, people were really moved by it and they were just so happy to be there. It didn't really matter if they won or lost. Things change now. Now people, they don't have those sentiments anymore. They kind of got over that. But at that time, it was just like, wow, like we almost were never here again. Like you take advantage of it, like with anything in anyone's line of work. And I'm just blessed for the opportunity. I get to do what I love every single day. I love making music. I miss those times when we were growing up together. That was a lot of fun, but this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. This is what God put me on the earth for, to bring people together. So while things in my life may have not gone exactly to plan, I'm very lucky that all the people that I met throughout the years and all the friends and pretty much everything that I left behind, you know, my legacy will carry on forever. People will know who I am and what Fifth Borough is. So a lot of people can't say that.
Well, in the sport of podcasting, the Change It From podcast is here to stay. And that concludes the
100%.
episode for number 5 on the Change It From podcast. For those who want to check us out but have never had the chance to yet, you can please check us out at Anchor, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Chris, thank you very much for joining me today, and have a great rest of your day.
100%. Thanks, Jerry. Peace.
Absolutely. You too.